Hello, and welcome to Mechwarrior Online. I want to do a brief recap of my Cyclops. This is the only Cyclops I have whatsoever, and I really love this mech. This thing is amazing. The Sleipnir is a real popular build, but this one is easily my favorite. I've tried all of them, and this is the only one I really enjoy. Let me show you this thing. So first of all, this has got a really nice side torso. It's not really big considering that this is a big mech. This does do significant amounts of damage, and if you run it properly, like when you drive the Stalker, you can do lots and lots of damage as long as you keep some key items important, and that is knowing when to use it. And yes, I'm weird. But anyway, let me show you this build. So I'm running a standard engine on this mech, and this gives us, with skills, this gives us a speed of 55.5. This gives it a firepower of 65, and heat management is just crazy. It's 1.48. That's really good for an assault mech. And so I'm running 3 AC5s, and I'm running a lot more ammo than I probably need, but I've run out of ammo in this build before. And I cycle the weapons. I'm also running 2 SRM-10s, laser AMS, and a rocket 15 pod, which gives me 30 damage on an alpha. And with this build, I can easily put weapons downrange really well. I don't run any of the laser spots on this because I've found that they're more of a distraction, and they produce so much heat that it's hard to fire the primary weapons, which are these 3 AC5s. I've tried this with LBXs, I've tried it with Rack 2s, I've tried this any number of different ways, and this build always comes out on top as far as the one that does the most damage every single time consistently. So let's take a look at the skills. The quirks that this mech has: chassis C-build bonus, which is nice. Cooldown, minus 15%. Range, plus 10%. Heat, minus 10%. Structural is actually pretty good. Look at that. Center torso, plus 30%. I mean, there's not a lot of mechs out there that do that. Sensor range, plus 150%. Or plus 150. That is staggering. So this mech gives me really good firepower output. And with the skills on this, the optimum range is set at, what are we talking about, 868 for optimum range. Now, at maximum range, it's not doing a lot of damage. But still, even at 1200, it's still going to dish out some damage. Each shot does 5 damage, and I cycle these. So it goes boom, 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 boom. The only time I ever fire these together is pretty rarely, and I don't even think I have it set up to do that right now. But sometimes I'll fire these together. Take a look at the skills. So I'm almost maxed out on range. I have the cooldown set so that I can speed up the firing rate of this. I'm not worried about heat, as you saw. But I do have velocity, extra magazine. Oops. That's off. Actually, I don't even need that because this doesn't have a rack. I keep forgetting that. So I'll max that out and max that out. I keep forgetting that. I have skeletal density maxed out, armor maxed out, reinforced casing almost maxed out. I had to sacrifice in some places so I could get the additional speed because moving is living. I wanted a seismic sensor. I wanted radar deprivation. And I needed my 2 cool shots on my UAV. This does get hot. It does take time, but it will get hot. And having those cool shots is definitely an improvement. It allows you to tank more in target. And also, if somebody heats you up with a flamer, it allows you to keep going. How I've got it set up is basically it's boom, 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 boom. And then I fire my MRM-10s as needed. And then my Hail Mary Rocket 30, Rocket 15, which does 30 damage, as a last-ditch effort item. I rarely fire it anytime before towards the mid to the end of the match. Only when I get in close with somebody and somebody's targeting me really hard will I fire that earlier than normal. And that concludes the review of this build. This thing is a lot of fun, and you can really dish out some serious damage. Think of it as like a tall version of a Marauder 3R. Hope to see you on the battlefield.